your socks! Hey!
The Lost Art with Andrew Cox podcast, now streaming on all major podcast platforms. A Till Valhalla Project ambassador. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast that's given a voice to our veterans. The Lost Art with Andrew Cox.
Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Lost Art Podcast, that podcast giving a voice to our veterans. I'm your host, Andrew Cox, and today we're having a fireside chat with the crew. But before we get into the episode, are you enjoying the podcast? And make sure you go to the website. That's thelostart.podbean.com. Go check us out, see what we're all about. If there's any way you can help support us and getting our veteran voices out for all to hear, please do so. Also, a big shout out to the Till Valhalla Project and all the amazing things that they got going on. If you don't know anything about them, go to their website. It's tillvalhallaproject.com. Check them out, and if there's any way you can help them out, please do so.
Ton Tavern, birthplace of the Corps. We as Marines hold this history close to our hearts. Wouldn't it be spectacular if the establishment was born again? The Ton Legacy Foundation, a nonprofit 501c3, is taking the task and is looking to the Marines to once again save the day. Help the Lost Art podcast in raising funds to help get the Ton built once again, only 100 yards from the original establishment in Philadelphia. We are looking for Marines to donate $25, representing the upcoming 250th birthday of the Corps. Spread the message and help establish the Ton, a place for Marine brethren to gather and remember our historic beginning. Go to the Lost Art GoFundMe page and donate today. The Ton Legacy Foundation, reestablishing our birthplace.
With that, I got the crew, and we'll go ahead and go round robin. Vic, how you doing?
Good. Life is good. Other than having a little bit of a plumbing snafu. Looks like we have some water damage underneath the kitchen sink. Apparently the faucet was leaking for about 4 days before anybody noticed it. So when I looked at it, all right, cool, I'll just, it's time to replace the faucet anyways. I start looking underneath the sink and I'm like, oh yeah, there's 1.5 inches of standing water under the sink. That's not good. So we're doing all that. Called home insurance. Our homeowners insurance is through USA, so I called them and they got on it quick. Like within 24 hours, we had somebody out doing damage assessment and all kinds of stuff and all. But
Wow.
Let's see, had a sister out for New Year's. Had a good time for New Year's, and she just left yesterday. So it was a good visit. And I go back to teach at school tomorrow. So yeah, not too bad.
Got to go back and teach. That's rough.
Yeah, I tell you, playing drums for a living is it's a tough job.
You're doing more than playing drums. You're like having to deal with kids and stuff.
I'm actually playing trumpet more than I play drums.
Can't win them all, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Necessary
Mark,
evil.
What's that?
I said necessary evil. What are you going to do?
Yeah. True. Mark, how you doing?
I'm doing great. The weather's kind of funny out here, but today was just a gorgeous day. Supposed to, I think, warm up a little, but we're also getting those Santa Ana winds, so we're going to be, then the power company, of course. Oh, it's going to be high winds, so there's going to be a fire somewhere, so we're going to cut off your power.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. But other than that, had a great, nice and quiet Christmas and New Year's. So just enjoyable. Had an enjoyable New Year.
Very nice. I didn't say it earlier, but man, it's been so long since we've all gathered together. I mean, it was last year sometime
last year. Sorry,
I had to get the dad joke in. Come on.
Hey, was Sergeant Major Booker talking trash about me?
Of course. No, he actually said positive things about you. He was actually really nice. But yeah, he has done a lot of things and gone a lot of places.
Oh,
it's amazing.
He's a top-notch individual. Like I said,
yeah.
Bronze Star from Desert Storm, Silver Star from Iraq. Infantry guy, force reconnaissance.
He's done it all.
He's done it all
the way up to Sergeant Major for 4-star General. When General Dunford was over, was it I can't remember what unit it was with over there, but
Yeah, he had like all U.S. forces over, or actually all coalition forces.
yeah. I don't remember what that's called though.
And then he got and then he also got interviewed for Sergeant Major Marine Corps twice.
Yeah.
You know,
He said he was
two
pretty
different
proud of that.
commandants.
He said he was pretty proud because as far as he knows, he's the only sergeant major who got turned down twice for it. So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, it'll be a good episode. It'll be on there tomorrow. So if you have a couple
I
hours
gotta listen to that
tomorrow, go ahead and check it out. And if you didn't check out last week's podcast with the guys from We Are Still Fucking Here, if you didn't check out those podcasts, then you should go check those out too. Really good podcasts. Sorry, sidetracked. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's been a decent week. It was a decent new year. I didn't blow any fingers off. They're all still here. So, I mean, shooting fireworks and stuff off. But can't complain. I can relate to Vic. What was beginning of December? All of a sudden, one night, earlier in the year, if you guys remember, I said that I had the shower valve was leaking. So I had to cut all the drywall out, dehumidifier and fans, and spray it and scrub it and do all that crap. And so I'm like, well, that's behind us now. Well, it was like the first week of December. I went in there. My wife went in to turn the shower on, and she turned it off. She goes, there was a real loud pop when I turned the shower on. I was like, what? She goes, yeah, it was like a ping. I'm like, well, that's not good. So I went and turned the shower on, and there's water running out of the seat hole in the bottom of the plate that goes up against the wall. I was like, man. So yeah, I took the handle off, took it all off, and it's just water dumping out of the nut on the bottom, because it could be used also for like a tub fill, but it's just got a nut on the bottom of it.
So it just came off?
No, the nut is still there, but I was like, is the valve bad? What? So I shoved a whole bunch of towels in there and had the fan and dehumidifier going on, and, was looking at it and let it sit for a day. And one of the guys I work with, I said, hey, a decent plumber that's not going to try to, charge me an arm and a leg to come and look at this thing. Because I've changed, the valve, out before, but I don't have the tool, to do it right. But I was like, well, let me take that nut off. Well, I got to looking at it. It was a brass nut, and the damn thing cracked. So it had gotten cold enough at some point, and when that hot water hit it, we had a couple nights of like 29-degree weather. Wasn't enough to freeze, but the water was super cold from the attic hitting it. And then when the hot water from the hot water tank finally hit, the water tank hit it, man, it cracked that brass like it was cool. But I went and put a galvanized nut, and the plumber came and looked at it. And he goes, you already fixed it? I was like, yeah, I just want you to check it. He goes, okay.
Looks good.
Yeah. He goes, I said, how much do you want? He goes, you fixed it. I was like, no, you came out here on a Saturday. He actually works for a plumbing company, but he does it on the side, kind of thing. And
yeah.
He's like, give me $20. I was like, all right. He took the nut off and retaped it and, put thread sealer on it and make sure it was good and tight. So I was like, well, that was worth $20. So I feel your pain.
That's good.
Yeah.
Awful nice of
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
You can't ever get a break from crap like that. And it always happens at the worst possible time too. So
True statement there.
But other than that, everything's been good. Good New Year's. Like I said, didn't blow my fingers off. Finally got everyone out of the house. Just me and 3 dogs instead of 8 dogs. And
you had a zoo at your house for a while too.
Yeah. But I can't complain.
Good. Well, you 3 are the very first ones that I get to tell this to, because I literally just got a message about this. So this is pretty cool.
You're pregnant?
I am pregnant now. Or at least I look pregnant. My belly's hanging out too far. That is not it. No. I just got a text that said you are now an official ambassador to the Marine Corps League. So
congratulations.
Now with the Marine Corps League. So that's pretty cool. I just got that in literally as Mike was talking. So
Yeah, I might have to do a veterans organization on them now.
yeah, it's good. I had the commandant for the Marine Corps League on before. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he came on and he did his veteran story, and then he also did he discussed the Marine Corps League as well. So it was pretty cool.
Nice.
But anyways, things are going good here. I guess we can jump right into it because I know, Mark, you said you have some stuff to do and you got a hard time.
I got a hard 1800 my time.
Yeah, that's coming up here soon. So let's go. What is it? Veteran news with Mark.
Veterans news. This week's veterans organization is called Operation Second Chance. And Operation Second Chance was started in 2004. And once again, with a lot of these organizations that, well, just like the Semper Fi Fund, it started by, private individuals that were just helping out in the hospitals. And this lady named Cindy, when her friend, who was a police officer, was on the reserves and got called up to go to Iraq, she got a hold, she got on the unit's website and put out there that, hey, she's near the hospital, the Walter Reed Hospital. If any of the unit are injured, anything like that, she's willing to go and visit. And of course, starting to go to the visit, and one thing adds up to another, getting donations, taking this, taking that, and finally started as a 501c3 so they can take in donations, and they've spread out. So they do a lot of things. They got a lot of programs, and it's specifically geared to, once again, ill and injured veterans, and they focus on suicide prevention, trying to help get everybody back into play, back into the civilian sector, to go on with their lives in a positive manner. We all know that there's everyone has their demons from being in combat environments, especially if you're wounded, what adds more to it. And so they have a whole myriad of programs, from health, from housing. They'll help you get into the housing. They'll do the adaptive fixing of your house. They'll help with military moves if you're still in the service. So if you're been injured or wounded and you're still active duty, you can become a member or one of their alumni of Operation Second Chance. But they have a large employment opportunity, education. They assist with getting your education. What are the most high paying degrees to go after right now, and they'll have job placement programs for that. So they have a 98% rating with Charity Navigator. You can donate directly to them, or you can give through the Combined Federal Campaign, which is really good too. Gets the word out. But it's a good organization. They, once again, if they have a 98% rating from the Charity Navigator, that speaks volumes for me as far as that it's a credible organization.
Yeah, I like that Charity Navigator thing. That's pretty cool.
It is. If you're gonna give some money, someone calls up, all you have to do, call, get on their website, put in that organization who's trying to get money from you, and it'll tell if they've been rated, or if they have rated and they don't suggest them, recommend them, or that they do recommend them and they give you the ratings that they have.
Yeah. And what is the website for that?
That is operationsecondchance.org.
Okay, all spelled out though. So like
all spelled out, all one word. Operation secondchance.org. Spell
Got
out
it.
second. Yes, it's not a number 2. It's spell out second.
Got it. Very nice, man. Good organizations. I love it. We just got to be able to get the word out to everybody so they know. You know.
Definitely. One thing that they have on their website, which I thought was really good, is specifically, everyone has their mental health, and so do they. But they have a specific one for like alcohol abuse and use. Because so many veterans are out there self-medicating, and we all, I can speak to that also. So they'll do a focus on that.
Yeah, that's really good. I think at some point we've all self-medicated to a certain extent. Wow, I can speak for me, but yeah,
I'll speak to that.
very nice. Anything else, Mark?
That's it for me this week.
All right, sounds good. Well, we can move on to military news with Vic.
Let's see. We got a couple of things. 7 Medal of Honors were awarded by Biden.
Medal of Freedom.
Yep. And 6 of them were posthumously. The 7th one was from Vietnam. And then immediately they were all inducted into the Department of Defense Heroes Society. So I mean, that's kind of cool thing for him, the president, be doing on his way out the door. Does anybody know why? I've never really. It just dawned on me just a couple of minutes ago. Why do we go back and from the first 5 of the 7 were from Korea? Why do we reach back so far and we go back to World War II and give medals of honor posthumously? Does anybody know why?
So these were medals of honor?
Yeah, medals of honor.
Oh, wow. Well,
Usually,
I'll tell you, were some of these Medal of Honor recipients, were they, people of color?
I have no idea.
Because there was some prejudicial decisions being made back then.
yeah, very
You'll
true.
read some of these citations
Oh, okay.
that should have been medals of honor, but never got pushed up.
Yeah, and a lot of what they do now, there's organizations out there that will look into them and will actually help push the awards back up to different congressmen and try to get it circulated and reinvestigated and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different things going on with that in the political realm.
Oh, all right. I didn't know. That makes sense though. Yeah. One of them
That's
was
all. I didn't see this, and I haven't seen who they awarded or what the citations were. But sometimes that could have happened. It's like Sergeant Major Canley from the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
His was he earned. They award him the Navy Cross in Vietnam, but he got upgraded to a Medal of Honor.
That's right.
The 5 from Korea were Private Bruno Org, PFC Nakamura, Corporal McGee, and PFC Johnson, and General Richard E. Cavazos. And then from Vietnam, it was Captain Hugh Nelson and PFC Kenneth David, and Kenneth David was the only living recipient.
Wow. Yeah.
But so I think it's kind of cool that they're getting what they deserve, even if it's posthumously. Let's see. Aaron's not here, so touching a little bit on current events. New Orleans attack and Vegas explosion highlight extreme violence by military, active, and veterans. So I thought this was interesting because it talks about the radicalization of not just veterans, but active duty members also. Service members and veterans who radicalize make up a tiny fraction of a percentage point of the millions and millions who have honorably served the country. But an Associated Press investigation published last year found that radicalization among both veterans and active duty service members was on the rise, and hundreds of people with military backgrounds have been arrested for extremist crimes since 2017. So that's when they started tracking this. Associated Press found that extremist plots they were involved in during that period had killed or injured nearly 100 people. So we have active duty and veterans being radicalized and killed or injured 100 people since 2017, since they started tracking it. So I mean that's disturbing to me, that we have people from destroying our culture, destroying the reputation from within. That hurts. Let's see. Along the same line, U.S. soldier arrested for allegedly trying to sell Trump phone records.
What?
Yeah, not even kidding. Let's see. Federal authorities indicted Cameron John, Waginus. We'll say Waginus. 20 years old last month for 2 counts of unlawful transfer of confidential phone record information. The brief indicted originally filed in the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Texas and Waco didn't offer specific allegations, but included names and blah, blah, blah. However, Weginus, which, let's see, Krebs on security identification, on security identified as a U.S. soldier is believed to be Kyber Phantom, a cyber criminal who's made a name for himself online in dark web forums by selling and leaking stolen personal information from AT&T and Verizon customers. So we have an active duty Army guy who is also lives a double life as a cyber criminal under the name Kyber Phantom.
And he's 20 years old?
And he's 20 years old. Yeah. Let's see. 2 other individuals associated with them have also been arrested. Let's see. It was something in here. His parents were, okay. In the event you do not, Kyber Phantom wrote this after he tried to sell Trump and Kamala Harris's phone records on the dark web. Kyber Phantom, or this Waginus, or whatever you say his name. In the event you do not reach out to us the ampersand AT&T at all presidential government call logs will be leaked. You don't think we don't have plans in the event of arrest? Think again. So they were arrested. So we'll see if there's any blowback after that. Kind of following up on a report that I gave, about a month ago, maybe a little bit more, on the rise in suicides. Now they've released a report saying there's a 40% rise in mental health diagnosis among troops. Go figure, right? Let's see. The Navy, however, led all other services in diagnosis of depressive disorders, bipolar disorders, and personality disorders. Good job, Navy. Go Navy. Active duty female service members were also diagnosed with PTSD at twice the rate of male service members. An incident of diagnosis increased with age. The report noted that these findings were likely reflected changing demographics of the military as more women serve, and may relate to sex-specific differences and mental health factors that can predispose service members to higher PTSD rates. And of course,
so they've also changed or the diagnosis for PTSD. As well. So it's not just what everybody thinks combat related trauma. It's not what it is. It's for everything. So if I had childhood trauma and now I've joined the military and I start having issues with that again at some point in time, then that is PTSD as well. So when they're looking at those stats and those numbers, I could definitely see how those numbers would increase drastically, especially in the female community, that maybe growing up didn't have the best atmosphere, maybe, sexual things have happened to them and those types of things. So I could definitely see that.
Yeah. It's, I mean, the way the article portrays it, they don't break it off in specific things like that. So I don't know if they're trying to make it sound like it's all combat related or letting people assume it. But they don't break out the statistics in the article. So, but yeah, that's about it this week in military news. I yield the rest of my time.
Very well. We're moving right along today. All right, we're gonna go with good news with Mike. I shortened it.
Good news. I got to find my article. This is an article I had pulled up last week, but I did a different one. I forget which one I did now, but
yeah.
I had these two.
Before you start, I just got to make a comment. Your goatee there's looking pretty dapper today.
Yeah, I put some beard butter in it earlier. I was
okay.
Ran a commercial.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking sharp. You're looking sharp there. I like
it's not long enough. I'm not at
Mark
big
doesn't like it,
yet, but
doesn't bother me.
hey, we were all going to buy you a fake beard, Mark, and send it to you for Christmas. So you had to wear it on the podcast. You had to put the little loops around your ears. And
well, when you say that, I have to find a bald head because I'm the first vice president of the Nice Guys this year, but the president and the second vice president, they're both bald. So we have our board meeting on Wednesday. So I got to get that cap so we can all show up bald.
Nice.
Nice.
I still got to find it though.
Carry on the tradition. I like it.
There you go. All righty. This one is an article from the 29th. It says the company Lowe's donates 100 tiny homes to Carolina families waiting for rebuilt housing after the hurricane flooding. Said many families in Western North Carolina were facing a holiday season still in need of perfect housing in need of not only what they wanted was perfect housing, but just housing in general after their towns were devastated. But for this month, thanks to Lowe's relief efforts and hundreds of volunteers, home builders, dozens of tiny homes were donated to families and installed in time for Christmas Eve. The tiny homes, which included heat, all the necessities like a kitchen, bathroom, two full-size beds, allowed families to remain in their neighborhoods until their permanent homes could be rebuilt or fixed. Each home includes fresh seasonal greenery, decorations, Christmas tree, and all the fixings for Christmas holiday. Kathy Graham, who has lived in the mountains near Asheville, North Carolina for 24 years, said when the floodwaters receded, there was so much mold left behind and we had no power or heat that basically my house and everything in it has to be completely leveled and destroyed. But she didn't want to go anywhere. She didn't want to leave the area. She said, I couldn't leave my animals. That's why she was overcome with emotion when her temporary tiny home was delivered. So thank God I got my new home, my tiny home. It's awesome. It's gorgeous. I can't believe it. I can't even say how much I appreciate it. The Lord has answered my prayers and my neighbors' prayers. And it goes to show that good people and companies still actually care about people like us.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Graham was one of several dozen people who were able to move into the tiny homes in the weeks. And thanks to the massive effort by Lowe's employees and community, builders have worked around the clock to make it happen. So the project came together when Lowe's senior director of community relations leave it to be. And it seems to be, it's typically more times than not. The senior director of community relations, Julie Weincheck, being a woman, I say that as a woman, it seems like women have a tendency to get certain things done where men just kind of, we got to do this, we got to do that, stuff like that. She posed a crazy idea to an old friend who owns McCarty Construction in Charlotte, North Carolina. He said, she told me she wanted to build 100 tiny homes. And I thought, oh my God, that's perfect, but I don't know how we're going to do it. I've been looking for an opportunity to try to help in any way I can. And this is something big. He said he picked up the phone and started calling other contractors. And within a 24-hour period, they had 400 volunteers and contractors lined up to help build these tiny homes.
Wow.
They said a local Charlotte warehouse donated the warehouse, said they could use whatever they wanted at free of cost for electricity, power, whatever they needed. And Lowe's donated all the fixtures, everything. So it's all, it's just all free at that point. It says Lowe's is currently purchasing 50 more homes built by Incredible Tiny Homes in Newport, Tennessee facility. 67 of these units to go to families who need a home for the holidays, with an additional 33 scheduled to be delivered by January 31st.
That's awesome.
So I thought that was pretty neat.
And those tiny homes are actually really nice. I don't know if you guys.
Well, and that's what it said. They were mobile, so they're all on wheels, so they can be moved. And they were all given to them. Basically, they're a home, so there had to be the financial paperwork and all that. But those homes are now the property and strictly belong to those people that they were given to. Yeah. So it's not like they got to give them back or anything like that. So I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, and they build them. They build them on a trailer
about Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff like that. But it's nice to hear stories like that. So
yeah, and they build those tiny homes on a trailer.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
They could just it's kind of like an RV or something at that point.
Yeah. It was pretty neat. But they, like those that didn't have gas hookups or propane and stuff like that, it said Lowe's. They set all that up with, propane tanks, and they've got trucks coming in for natural gas and stuff like that, free of charge to fill them for the next year as long as they need the homes.
Wow.
So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible. See, there are good people out there. It's just not us four. There's others.
No, we're good people in our own way, but we have our faults, just like everybody else.
Yeah, there's that.
And like Mark.
We don't like to talk about the faults.
Mark's against, facial hair and bald people. I don't know what his problem is with that.
Yeah. I don't know. He seems to hang out with a lot of people with facial hair, though. I don't know.
What's up with that?
Oh man, that's good stuff.
Mine's almost long enough to start putting. I'm going to put Viking beads in it.
I was going to ask you. You were talking about that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them yet.
Yeah, I think I'm going to let it go. Like I tried to put two different it's just not enough hair yet. It's too close to my chin. So I tried to put one big Viking bead in it, and it just looks like I'm trying to put a upside down ponytail on. So I'm gonna let it try to grow out a little bit longer.
So you're gonna put the Viking beads in and then go to school?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
Are you allowed to do that in it's a private school?
Yeah,
there's a dress code, isn't there?
Well, yeah, it doesn't say anything about Viking beads. I'm not allowed to have.
Well, next year.
Next year it'll probably say something about Viking beads, but yeah. I'm gonna get away with it while I can.
Spoken like a good Marine, right there.
Hey,
oh man. Well, did you guys? Do you ever watch the Sean Ryan podcast?
I've heard of it, but I've never.
So there was an episode that he had a former Army intelligence guy on, but apparently this guy had gotten a letter from the guy that had the Tesla in Vegas, and but he was trying to reach out to Sean Ryan. He was trying to reach out to Fox News and all these different places because he wanted to shine light on some atrocities that had happened and stuff like that in combat, like blowing things up that they weren't supposed to blow up and stuff like that, harming a lot of civilians. And he said he just couldn't take it anymore and he needed to let somebody know. And so he told this one guy, he's the one that actually responded to him. And so we sent him an email with all the information in it. Was very interesting. So from everything that they were saying on the podcast, it has nothing to do with, ISIS or anything like that. They said the guy was a special forces guy, so he knew how to make bombs and do the things that he needed to do to make a big explosion, but he
Sure
didn't
as
do
hell
that.
didn't do too much damage being an expert.
No, and apparently did that on purpose. He just wanted to get somebody's attention, supposedly. But that's according to the podcast. But it was a very interesting podcast. So, yeah, Sam Shoemate, I think is the guy's name that he was interviewing. But it was very interesting. You never know, though. You never know.
Yeah, he actually wrote. They found a letter where he said that he just was trying to make this as a wake up call to the ills of America, I think is what he said, or American ills or something like that. But yeah, I obviously, I mean, he didn't even damage the windows of the hotel. So,
With just fireworks in the back of it, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
he had fireworks and like camp heaters and some other propellant, but nothing, no explosive. I guess nothing that was fragmentary. I guess in the back of the truck.
Right.
But yeah, so it was interesting. But he, I don't know if you guys knew, he committed suicide before the truck blew up, right? Yeah, he actually he shot himself.
Is there like camera of him doing that?
Not camera, but when they investigated the body, they found the bullet hole in his head.
Yeah, they were talking about that on there too. They think that, of course, it's all conspiracy theory stuff too. So, there's always that part of it. But
of course, yeah.
They were saying that they think he may still be alive somewhere, and that's not his body, because they did a DNA test between him and his son, and it didn't match. Was one of the big things. But that could be just because he's not the dad. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe that's why he did it.
But they also said that he blew his face off, so you're right. Maybe it's not him.
I mean, there are 3-letter agencies that do crazy things sometimes,
Yeah.
Not to speak ill about 3-letter agencies. Please don't come after me. So I've seen on TV. There.
You're right. You're right.
Watch some cool shows. That's it.
Yeah, one of all those shows that my wife watches about how to murder your husband. It's a little disturbing. Yeah.
You may want to try to do something real nice for us.
I cleaned the bathroom this morning. What are you talking about? I'm scared.
Hey, there you go. You're good for a year. You clean the bathroom. Shoot.
I mean, I won't deny that when I'm cleaning the bedroom, I look for ice picks under the bed.
No, I get the same stuff. My wife will watch the same kind of shows, and I'm like, why do you keep watching these? But then she'll go to like Element or something like that, and it's where the husband's a serial killer, and he's got like 3 wives, and she goes, I know that's you. You're gonna do that one day. And I'm like, first of all, I don't have the time. Second of all, I'm too damn tired, and I said I can't keep you happy. So why the hell would I want multiple women in different states? I don't think so. I'm good.
Oh, that's too funny. Well, unless you guys got something else to chat about, we could go to words of wisdom. Because I know Mark's got to get out of here in a little bit. So you want to hit words of wisdom?
Sure.
All right. Well, Vic, you could go first.
Oh, wait, whoa.
Okay, no, we don't want Vic to go first.
I'm trying to get back to my my stuff. All my all right, here we go. And let's see. This isn't the right one. Where did the other one go? Let's see. Anybody?
Well, while Vic's looking, I'll do mine.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
I've been in that place, Vic. All of a sudden, you're like, where the hell to go? I just had it. But All right, this one's from Bob
He's,
Marley.
he's typing in Google right now.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom.
He's reaching out for his friend G. Oogle.
There he is.
Google.
This one's from Bob Marley. Don't gain the world and lose your soul. Wisdom is better than silver or gold.
Ooh. Dang. Andy made it rhyme. I mean, it's Bob Marley. I mean, there's that.
Silver and gold. From Rudolph, you know.
I don't think that's Bob Marley.
Mm.
Those Burl Lives, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. All right. So I think I may have mentioned this one last time. People only see the decisions you made, not the choices you had.
I do not remember that, but that's a good one. I like that.
And then the other one that I think makes a little bit of sense. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice.
It's true, though. It's true. I like it. All right, Mark, I got to tell you, I talked you up. The big game. I talked you up. Sergeant Major Booker, and I said that you always come up with a zinger at the end, so you can't fail us.
Well, I'm gonna quote.
No pressure.
I'm gonna quote the great John Wooden.
Ooh.
Talent is God-given. Be humble. Fame is man-given. Be thankful. Conceit is self-given. Be careful.
Wow.
And to go along with what Vic was saying, there's you get what you negotiate, and you deserve what you tolerate.
Ooh.
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
With the zingers. He's always got them. Well, guys, thanks for coming on and doing this. I apologize for being a little bit late, but you'll see tomorrow. Check out tomorrow's podcast. It'll be worth it. It was good. It was good. All right. Well, thanks again. I appreciate it. To all the listeners out there, if you're struggling, need help, anything like that, don't forget the VA does have some great resources. You can always dial 988, press option 1. You can always text 838-255, or you can go to veteranscrisisline.net and click on the chat icon. Any of those options will help you, put you in contact with somebody that can help you out. But remember, one veteran life loss is one too many. I cannot speak at all tonight, and I apologize. I care about you. The crew cares about you. The whole veteran community cares about you. So please reach out for help. And if you're out there, you're not struggling, reach out to your buddies that you served with, ask them how they're doing, and try to give them that helping hand. All right, guys. I appreciate you. You guys rock. I truly do appreciate you. To everybody out there, stay motivated. Change your socks.